For nearly 6 years, Rebecca Bender was trafficked for sex. Now she's sharing some important trade secrets with Crime Watch Daily.
We don't really think you're cute. We're not really coming on to you, and we really think you're sexy. We need to make a quota or we're gonna get in trouble. They're brainwashed and abused.
Rebecca now helps other victims of trafficking through her organization, the Rebecca Bender Initiative, and even works with police to help fight the crime.
I created a law enforcement training that's become one of the most recognized law enforcement trainings in the country. I've been endorsed by FBI, Homeland Security. I just wanted to help other women like me.
But tonight, after 10 years out of the life, Rebecca is going back on the streets to expose the problem.
I will be trying to interact with buyers so we can get a feel for just what's happening right under our noses.
Rebecca will be followed closely by security in one car, while our producers ride along with Rebecca's partner in this fight, a social activist named Kat French.
I feel we need to send a little ripple.
Like Rebecca, Kat is a crusader against sex trafficking and even started an outreach organization called Elijah Rising to help victims of trafficking. To say she's passionate about the cause is an understatement.
It's always an adventure with Kat. You never know what's gonna happen.
And tonight's gonna be an adventure. We're gonna push the envelope tonight. There's pimps out there that need to be messed with a little bit.
And with that, it's time to roll. Houston is considered one of the nation's top hubs for sex trafficking, and Rebecca will be stepping out on the city's busiest track, ground zero for prostitution.
Kat, text me if you can hear me.
With our cameras and security close by, Rebecca is on the streets for less than a minute when...
Here we go.
Didn't take long.
As Rebecca talks to the man, she's reminded of the dangers she used to face every day.
You have no clue if you're getting the next serial killer, if you're getting the next serial rapist. Human trafficking in America is very dangerous. Let me think about it. You look scary.
It's over in an instant, and only 2 minutes later,
Hola.
2 potential Johns in just 3 minutes.
It was like the Wild West, and summary statement would be freaking stop buying sex for the love of God.
And that was just a very small glimpse of what Rebecca and Kat say goes on all day, every day in cities across America.
Our culture has deceived men to believe that sex for sale is normal in America. That buying a hooker for your bachelor party has become our cultural norm. And I want people to know you are fueling modern day slavery, like this enslavement of teenage girls.
But it's not just men who are playing the role of sex trafficker, as our Narissa Knight recently found out.
Lizette DeLuna is here in prison serving a 15-year sentence for trafficking a 16-year-old girl for sex. But before you pass judgment, listen to how she got here and her message for other young girls.
That's right. This fresh-faced 24-year-old girl was found guilty by a jury for trafficking a child. Guilty for forcing a 16-year-old girl we'll call Megan to turn tricks.
What did Megan say against you in trial that helped convict you?
That I would answer phone calls and that I took pictures of her.
But Lizette DeLuna says she's a victim as well, and that she has been for a very long time.
How old were you when the abuse began?
It was a relative. I was 6 years old.
Lizette says she was sexually abused for her entire childhood. Finally, running away in her late teens, she eventually turned to drugs and alcohol. And at the age of 21, she was herself lured into the trade by a pimp named Red Nose.
Pimps look for women who are broken. I was already troubled. I had already been raped. It was easy to manipulate someone like me.
How did he pimp you out?
He would post ads online.
Sold like so many others on Backpage.com, the website that has become one of the world's main hubs for selling sex. But Lizette wasn't Red Nose's only girl. Also in his stable was a 16-year-old we're calling Megan, the girl Lizette was convicted of trafficking. In court documents, Megan says that, among other things, Lizette showed her how to welcome clients into the room. Lizette says there's just one problem with that.
Megan lied from the police report to my trial.
The truth, Lizette says, is that it was the other way around. and that the 16-year-old recruited her.
Megan was telling me what to do because supposedly she was already doing it.
Did you teach other teenagers how to turn tricks?
No.
Because that's what you're convicted of doing,
Yes, I
even though you were a
understand.
victim.
But no, I didn't.
Lizette was eventually arrested and sentenced to 15 years. Her pimp took a plea and received 10. While Lizette doesn't think she should be in prison, she does say that for the first time in a long time, she's clean and sober and feels free from the abuse that's followed her most of her life.
What's the best advice you could give to girls to watch out for, the tricks?
You don't need a man to make you feel loved or like you have power. Because they are powerful. Women are very powerful. There's a future for everybody.
Next, we're on the scene in Atlanta as police take down suspected escorts, buyers, and pimps.